Right now at 5, administrators are responding to safety concerns after 2 students were shot by a BB gun at a Madison middle school. We'll hear from the district's interim superintendent.
And new video of an Oshkosh high school student helping her classmates to safety after a stabbing and shooting inside their school.
Plus, a new bullying ordinance in Edgerton could mean up to a $500 fine. We'll share how effective a similar ordinance in Sun Prairie has been.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
Staying with us tonight at 5, and first tonight, breaking news from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. A Minnesota National Guard official says a Black Hawk helicopter carrying 3 crew members has crashed.
That helicopter had been reported missing after taking off from a facility in St. Cloud today. It was found in a farm field. We still don't have any word on the status of the crew members at this hour.
Police say it wasn't just one student hit by a BB getting off the bus Tuesday afternoon, but 2. A 13-year-old girl struck in the arm and a 14-year-old girl hit in the hand. As 13-year-old boys arrested yesterday have their first day in juvenile court. Madeline O'Neill can tell us what the Madison School District wants families to know tonight. Maddie.
Well, Eric and Susan, MMSD's superintendent, says it's important for parents to keep an open line of communication with students. And if you see something, say something. When they learned from a student that the BB gun allegedly used to shoot 2 female students Tuesday may be in Jefferson Middle School on Wednesday morning, the school went on a 10-minute hold and police were already there responding. Dr. Jane Belmore believes school staff did everything in line with current safety procedures, working closely with police and families. She says it can take time to get accurate information out there in situations like this, and they always review procedures afterward.
We do quite an extensive look at every single situation that happens. And as I said, there are differences in all of them, so we try to learn from every one of them.
The 13-year-old boy accused of shooting the BB gun on the bus off school grounds Tuesday afternoon, and the other 13-year-old arrested for allegedly bringing the BB gun into Jefferson Middle School Wednesday are home tonight, released to their mother's custody by a judge this afternoon. Both are court-ordered to have no contact with each other or the victims, meaning they will not be able to ride the bus to school. They're also not allowed to have any weapons, real or facsimile. Now, according to the district, bringing any kind of gun, including a BB gun, to school is grounds for suspension and a recommendation for expulsion.
All right, Maddie, thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. Governor Evers says the state needs to step up and help following shootings a day apart at Oshkosh and Waukesha high schools. The governor says he's confident the Republican-controlled legislature will work with him to increase funding for school mental health services. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos responded, saying it's good that Governor Evers is focusing on what Vos calls the, quote, real problem.
New video now of a student who led her classmates to safety after the shooting and stabbing at Oshkosh West Tuesday. 17-year-old Dua Ahmad was sitting in her AP English class when she heard a gunshot. Teachers told the class to run. Her father is a financial secretary at a mosque across the street from the school. Dua acted quickly, punching in the code to get inside and leading about 100 students to safety.
I don't know what happened. My teacher just said to run. I led everybody to the mosque. We're all here. And he said, okay, I'm coming.
I forget the code on normal days. So how was she able to, stay composed? And definitely proud of her because, again, not to panic, that kind of situation, stay composed. That's all you can ask for in that kind of situation.
The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office confirms a 16-year-old student is in jail for attempted first-degree intentional homicide for stabbing a school resource officer. The officer shot the student once. Both are expected to recover.
Well, we had another sunny and mild day today. Let's get a check on the weather with Gary Canolti. Gary?
Well, the clouds have come in late this afternoon, but it really hasn't affected temperatures very much. You can see on visible cloud track the sunshine that we had this morning giving way to those clouds moving in this afternoon, but they're not very thick either. And Doppler track shows no precipitation around here. Some light snow up to the north across the UP of Michigan into northern lower Michigan, but that's moving away from us. High temperatures so far today, again, we hit the 40-degree mark in Madison. 41 so far, the high temperature. Boscobel 45, as was Janesville. And to the north, temperatures have stayed in the upper 30s. Right now, temperatures range from just below freezing just north of our viewing area in Wautoma to 40 in Madison to 45 in Janesville. And by tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to be in the upper 20s with mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, though, will turn sunny. It'll be a little colder with a high of 35. Expect a mild weekend, but a big change in the forecast as we head into next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. UW-Madison graduate students took to Engineering Mall today to protest the return of a professor.
Charlotte DeLeste has more on the concerns regarding Professor Akbar Saeed. Charlotte?
Eric and Susan, 3 years ago, following the suicide of one of the professor's graduate students, the university investigated and found that Saeed did violate the UW's policy on hostile and intimidating behavior. He was suspended for 2 years, but now he's due to return in the upcoming spring semester in an administrative capacity. Well, graduate students delivered a petition with more than 2,000 signatures to the provost, Carl Scholes, asking for an additional investigation. They say they are unsatisfied with the punishment and believe he should have been fired.
You know, in general, we want to condemn any kind of this abuse, and we don't want to promote it in any way, and it should be really not tolerated in any way.
This all stems from original investigative reporting in the Wisconsin State Journal. The university says when Saeed returns, he will not be teaching and won't have contact with students. However, those protesting today aren't accepting that. They say Saeed's hostile, abusive, and intimidating behavior led to the 2016 suicide of John Brady. John was working toward his PhD in the UW Wireless Communications and Sensing Laboratory under Saeed's supervision.
Charlotte, thank you. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has announced Democrats are moving ahead with plans to impeach President Trump over his actions with Ukraine. She made the announcement this morning, one day after the first House Judiciary impeachment hearing. President Trump says he is not worried about impeachment staining his legacy. House Democrats argue their investigation shows the president tried to pressure Ukraine into announcing an investigation of a political rival.
The president leaves us no choice but to act because he is trying to corrupt, once again, the election.
The Judiciary Committee could begin drafting articles of impeachment as soon as next week. The White House is already preparing for a trial in the Senate. The president has indicated he wants to hear from Congressman Adam Schiff, along with the whistleblower and even former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter. The shooter in yesterday's deadly attack at the Pearl Harbor Naval Base has been identified as 22-year-old Gabriel Romero. The Navy says the U.S. sailor shot 3 Defense Department employees, killing 2 of them and then taking his own life. The motive for the shooting is unclear. We are just 2 days away from the anniversary of the 1941 Pearl Harbor attack.
The Wisconsin National Guard whistleblower who exposed allegations of sexual assault within the 115th Fighter Wing says he has won his appeal of a medical discharge against him and will return to regular duty. Master Sergeant Jay Ellis's complaints triggered a federal investigation. He alleged his superiors were looking for reasons to medically discharge him and deny his retirement benefits as retaliation. Federal investigators plan to brief the Wisconsin National Guard's top commander this weekend on findings from a 7-month review of sexual assault reporting and investigation protocols.
School officials in the town of Beloit say a student is okay after being hit by a bus this morning. According to a letter sent to parents, the student was riding a bicycle to school and the bus wasn't able to see the student coming. Luckily, the student was able to get off the bike before the bus ran it over. The district says no citations were issued. Bullying in a Rock County school district could now earn students a ticket of up to $500.
This comes after the district passed the new ordinance Monday night. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with why district leaders say it's a fine they hope they will never have to give out. Adam?
Yeah, Eric and Susan, the school district of Edgerton is actually just the 3rd school district in our viewing area to adopt a policy like this one. And while some say giving a ticket to a school bully might be a little bit extreme, the district's hopeful that it'll bring bullying to light.
We'll be requesting that the communication with your child.
Edgerton Police Chief Robert Kowalski says this is the letter bullies and their parents,
and no steps are taken to correct that behavior,
can soon expect to get. On Monday, Edgerton schools paired with police to pass a new anti-bullying ordinance.
We're trying to be proactive.
The ordinance says students punished for bullying could face a warning, then a fine, ranging between $10 and $500, depending on severity.
What it is, a way to make a child aware who might be picking on another child that it's not acceptable to do.
District officials say to them, the decision was easy.
to me, it makes so much sense to have that type of an ordinance.
And while the district doesn't see bullying as an everyday concern,
A repeat occurrence within 90 days.
they say adopting a policy like this one sends the message they're trying to keep their students safe.
For us, student safety is always our top priority, whether that be physical safety or social emotional. And I think for us, success with this would be a reduction in the amount of incidents that we're addressing where bullying may be involved.
In September, some prairie schools also adopted a policy like this one. And as to how effective it is, today I talked to a police lieutenant there on the phone who told me in 3 months they've issued just 2 warnings and only 1 citation.
Adam Duxer in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
The Badgers are looking forward to a rematch against Ohio State and the Buckeyes this weekend in the Big Ten Championship. While the Badgers are the underdogs, officials from UW Athletics expect there to be a big showing of fans at Lucas Oil Stadium this weekend. They say it's hard to know exactly how many Badger fans will be there total, but the UW Athletic Department has sold 8,000 tickets so far, and they'll continue sales in the coming days. You can go to uwbadgers.com to purchase yours or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Tomorrow, all Badger fans are encouraged to wear red. And News 3 Now's Jay Wilson and Kevin Lewis will have live coverage from Indianapolis starting tomorrow. Kickoff is Saturday, 7 o'clock Central Time.
Next at 5, a homeless services advocate is showing Republican senators he's upset they wouldn't vote on a bipartisan bill to help those in need this winter.
And there's more local news ahead. A Sauk County family is asking others to open their hearts this Christmas to help make what could be their father's final holiday his most memorable one yet. That story is tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Not a ton of movement today on Wall Street. Small gains across the board. The Dow adding 28, the NASDAQ and the S&P each +4 at the closing bell. And we'll be right back. The executive director of the Wisconsin Coalition Against Homelessness is calling out lawmakers who refuse to pass bipartisan legislation providing emergency assistance to the homeless this winter. Joseph Volk delivered stockings filled with coal to Republican senators who voted against the bill. He says given the next floor session is in January, hundreds and possibly thousands of homeless Wisconsinites have no place to go to get out of the cold.
We hope that they put this on their mantle, and while they're warm and safe and dry, this Christmas, we hope they think of people that are outside.
Volk says the bill was a proposal by former Governor Walker and supported by current Governor Evers that would have provided $4 million in assistance for homeless people. It passed in the Assembly but never went to a vote on the Senate floor. Popular Chicago-based deep dish pizza chain is no longer coming soon to Madison. In January, Giordano's marked Madison on its website as a place it intended to open soon. According to a spokesperson, though, the negotiations for that location here haven't gone as planned. The only future location listed now on their website is in Canton, Ohio.
Well, just like Happy Days and That 70s Show, a new TV series could soon be set in Wisconsin. Online news site Deadline reports a half-hour comedy called The Biggest Star in Appleton is in development for streaming service Disney+. It's said to star Kristen Chenoweth, who's known for her roles in Pushing Daisies and Glinda in the musical Wicked. She's a Wisconsin mom and waitress who loves community theater. So stay tuned. We'll let you know about that. Right now, the lift bridge at Duluth's Harbor is covered by heavy ice and stuck in the down position. The aerial lift bridge has been stuck since Monday, despite efforts by city crews to de-ice it. They tried a test lift, but bridge motors could not handle the excessive weight. It's causing a big problem for shipping companies who are being forced to take the long way in and out of the harbor through the Superior, Wisconsin entry point.
Boy, it makes you appreciate our weather around here, doesn't it? Not much freezing around here with the temperatures we've seen lately. Your first alert weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, another mild day today with temperatures at or above 40 through much of the southern portion of our viewing area. But in the three things you need to know, it'll be just a little colder for tomorrow. Skies will be sunny, the clouds will move away, and we'll look for high temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. The weekend still looks to be mild, looking for high temperature around 40 on Saturday and in the mid 40s on Sunday. It looks like the best chances for precipitation will be now Sunday night. So much of the day Sunday will be dry, which is a slight chance of a shower late in the day. But next week, still looking for much colder weather. That transition starts on Monday with some light snow, and by Tuesday and Wednesday, we really look at cold temperatures. You can see the average high temperature goes from 33 down to 30. Our temperature is above normal for the weekend, but then that transition day on Monday and then well below normal for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Still looking for some light snow chances toward the end of next week as temperatures get back up closer to normal. The time lapse from the WISC Skycam from early this morning shows we started out the day with sunshine, but those clouds just kind of thickened up as the day progressed. They're not very thick and they're not bringing any precipitation, but it'll be enough to keep our temperatures actually up a little bit tonight because the blanket of clouds actually keeps our temperatures a little bit warmer. 41, the high temperature for today after starting out at 22 this morning, and right now we're at 40 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. That's another factor. It'll keep temperatures up, at least for this evening. The winds will shift around to the northwest behind a cold front later on tonight. And the other factor is snow cover. None across most of southern Wisconsin. A couple of inches for our far northern viewers, but still looking at very thick snow cover through much of the northern portion of the state. The 1 foot line now up around Rhinelander over towards Superior. A couple of feet of snow over the western UP of Michigan. Probably won't add very much to it and maybe melt some of it over the next couple of days, but next week it'll be cold enough to keep that snowpack around and also maybe add a little bit more to it. Current temperatures range from the upper 20s to low 30s in the northern part of the state, still around 40 here in southern Wisconsin. And you just have to go to about central Iowa before you see temperatures up around 50 degrees. On weather track, our upper level winds are still from the west and northwest, but a developing storm system, actually a couple of them, one weak one here and a much stronger storm system out to the west. That will be the weather changer that we see moving in here for late Sunday into Sunday night and Monday, and that'll turn our weather much colder for next week. We actually do have a weak cold front out to the west of us, but it's not a big cold front. Temperatures around 40 ahead of the front, mid-30s behind it. That's kind of what we can expect for tomorrow. So not a big change in the pattern. We'll have more sunshine to boot. Our Metro Futurecast for tonight, low of 27, mostly cloudy skies will turn partly cloudy toward morning, and the winds will shift around to the northwest. For tomorrow, look for mostly sunny skies. It'll be a little colder with a high temperature of 35, but we won't mind for this time of year. On future track, you can see the cloudy skies tonight starting to clear up by morning as those winds shift around to the northwest. Low temperatures dropping into the upper 20s. For tomorrow, look for plenty of sunshine, high temperatures in the mid-30s. Tomorrow night, with partly cloudy skies, will probably drop into the lower 20s, but on Saturday, those winds shift right back around to the south, and temperatures will be back up into the upper 30s and lower 40s. And as we take a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, look for a high of 44 on Sunday. The best chance for a shower Sunday night, and that'll mix with snow, then change to snow on Monday with some light snow accumulations possible. Very cold for the middle of the week, and then some light snow chances toward the end of next week. As we take a look at first alert traffic, seeing some delays on the Beltline right now. This is the view at Park Street, and westbound traffic almost at a standstill. And what's happening is we've got an accident on the westbound Beltline near Seminole Highway. So you can see the traffic backed up from there all the way past Park Street and almost out to Stoughton Road. So right now, the bad traffic is in the westbound direction. You can see almost a 45-minute commute on the westbound Beltline from the interstate back to University Avenue, whereas the eastbound Beltline moving at about a little faster speed, about 27-minute trip there. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes down to Janesville on I-3990, and a quick 17 minutes to Sauk City on US 12 and 17 minutes to Sun Prairie on US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Alert traffic.
Thank you, Gary.
Next at 5, the number of people hospitalized due to an E. coli outbreak is rising. What the CDC is saying about its link to romaine lettuce when we come back.
Researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have developed a birth control pill that you only have to take once a month. The star-shaped pill takes weeks to digest, and that way it slowly releases hormones to prevent pregnancy. Scientists say testing on pigs so far has been successful.
A new survey shows more than 6 million middle and high school students used tobacco products in 2019. The National Youth Tobacco Survey found 1 in 3 high schoolers, 1 in 8 middle schoolers are current tobacco users, meaning they've used the product at least once in the last 30 days. For the 6th year in a row, e-cigarettes were the most commonly used tobacco product among those students. An E. coli outbreak linked to romaine lettuce is growing.
There are now cases in 23 states. Johnny Fernandez reports from New York.
Shoppers are checking the labels of romaine lettuce to make sure it isn't linked to an E. coli outbreak.
I never thought to check where the lettuce was from, so I'm glad to hear about this.
The CDC says the number of people sick has increased from 67 to 102 in just 1 week. 58 people have now been hospitalized with E. coli-related illnesses, and 10 have developed kidney failure. No deaths have been reported.
The romaine lettuce, which is infected with the E. coli, can cause an intestinal illness, prominently diarrhea, but also abdominal cramps and just feeling very, very poorly.
The CDC says romaine grown in or near Salinas, California is likely the source. This particular E. coli strain is also linked to a 2018 outbreak that prompted a warning against eating any romaine lettuce across the country. The CDC is advising consumers to look at labels to find out where the lettuce is grown. That information should be found on the package or on a sticker. In addition to avoiding Salinas-grown romaine, the CDC says don't eat salad mixes or wraps that could contain the lettuce. The CDC also warns that washing or cooking romaine from Salinas will not make it safe, so just toss it. Johnny Fernandez, CBS News, New York.
E. coli does not usually produce a fever, so some people may not be aware that they have an infection. Doctors say it's very important that you go to see a physician if you've eaten romaine lettuce and then you become sick with any kind of an intestinal illness.
And stay with us. We'll have a final check your forecast when we return.
For reliable weather day in and day out, watch First Alert Weather.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, the Speaker of the House greenlights impeachment and why she warns a reporter, don't mess with me. And we mark an important day in history, how Rosa Parks' writings offer new insight into the quiet strength of the civil rights icon. Those stories and more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Finally, at 5, the Christmas tree at New York's Rockefeller Center is all decked out for the holidays.
The 87th annual lighting ceremony was last night. The tree is a 60-year-old Norway spruce that comes from Orange County, New York. It's 77 feet tall and has 50,000 colorful lights. The star on top weighs 900 pounds and contains more than 3 million Swarovski crystals.
Kind of cool to go to New York for the holidays, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Clark, that one on top isn't blinking.
Somebody's got to change it out. Final check with Gary.
Actually, pretty quiet out there right now. Another day with temperatures in the 40s. 41 the official high so far, or the unofficial high. We'll get the official high at 6, but we're still at 40 degrees. As clouds come in or thicken up overnight, look for low temperatures in the upper 20s, but mid-30s for highs tomorrow as sun comes back. Mild for the weekend, but look at those temperatures next week, especially the middle part of the week. A taste of winter. Some light snow early and late in the week, too.
You're lighting the tree in Verona tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
We'll see you in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.